Well, hi there, everybody. We are on deck, but
A different deck.
a different deck. We are on the deck of Bleu Restaurant in Mashpee Commons, a beloved restaurant that is celebrating their 15th anniversary.
Can you believe that? Time flies.
It really does. It really does. When it comes to cooking, and I know you're a good cook, but I have something that I do very well.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I make reservations.
So you come here a lot.
I have come here a lot, and in fact, I have some friends that are coming Saturday night. Both are turning 65, and they're celebrating their birthdays here.
Oh,
so,
nice.
without further ado, a celebrity chef that most people around Mashpee know, Frederic Feufeu. Is that how you say your last name?
Yes.
The chef at Bleu, where everybody comes to celebrate special occasions and also just to have a wonderful dinner outside. We're on your deck. Our show is called On Deck.
It's perfect, then.
So I have some questions for you, and so does
Okay.
Annie. We've decided she's the cook, I'm not the cooker, so I'm the one who makes the reservations here. Okay. So you're French,
That's right.
and whatever brought you to Cape Cod?
Yeah, it's a random, long story. Born and raised in France, went to culinary school, lived in England for a little bit. I had a visa to come to New York at the Rainbow Room. Reopening of the Rainbow
At the
Room.
Rainbow Room.
Wonderful.
Oh.
So that was a great job, a great
Wow.
visa, so I jumped on it and lived in New York for 16 years.
And I heard you met somebody in the restaurant.
In the Rainbow Room.
Yeah.
And 2 kids.
Romance in the
16.
Rainbow Room.
16 years later, 2 kids, New York, 9/11, unfortunately. I was there when it happened.
Okay.
I think 9/11 was really the last. Like, I was already ready a little bit to move a little bit around, but that was the last draw where, like, economy was bad, living in the city, perspective, family.
I remember.
And my mother-in-law lives in Wellfleet.
Oh, perfect.
She lived in Wellfleet since I moved to the United States, basically, since like early
Oh, that's
90s.
perfect.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
basically lived on the Cape like every single holidays, vacation,
Right.
Easter,
So you
Christmas,
knew it.
Thanksgiving. So it
But
was a
this wasn't
familiar. It was a familiar ground.
This wasn't your first restaurant.
It was, yes.
Oh,
it
on
was.
the Cape? Oh,
on the Cape.
terrific.
On the Cape.
Great.
Yeah. So I actually found a job here for somebody,
Uh-huh.
and we moved. And one of those disasters happens, money
That's
ran
what I
out,
remember.
restaurant closed.
Right, okay.
And then I got the opportunity in a way, like, forward me, like, open the place.
That's great. How'd you come up with the name?
Bleu.
Yeah.
Me and my wife always wanted Bleu something, Kennedy, at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of French restaurants or others in New York that love Bleu, Water Grill, Bleu this, Bleu that.
Oh, yeah.
So we came up with like about 20 of them, but nothing would click, and it was always kind of like a mixed message, kind of like a double message, Bleu and something else. And then one day we just like, you know what, just call it Bleu. That's it,
Perfect.
spell it the French way.
Yeah.
We knew people not gonna call it Bleu because you can't say that sound. So we're like, it's like my last
Right.
name, you can't do it. So we're like, you know what, we'll just call it Bleu, keep it simple.
Interesting.
That's
There we go.
neat.
This is what I have noticed and what I like. It's not a summer-only restaurant.
I love that. Yeah.
And in the fall and winter, you can come here and feel so cozy, sit at the bar or sit here
Yep.
in the restaurant, and it's just a nice, warm feeling.
Thank
Love
you. Well,
that.
that's like, I think that was the goal at the beginning. We opened because we needed work. It was kind of like the world had collapsed here on the Cape. But creating a restaurant here for me was more about creating a neighborhood restaurant, bistro, things for the customers, for the employees. When you went in the restaurant, a restaurant's a different world. And when you work with so many people, I lived through restaurants that had success, some that collapsed, opening, closing, people not getting paid. It was kind of like creating like more family. That was my first restaurant in France, kind of like the attitude. So it's very different.
And
So that was
15
the goal.
years is an
15 years.
amazing
That's amazing.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Yes,
Thank you.
That's very
really
exciting.
amazing.
It's a long, 15 years. It's in restaurant years. It's a lot.
I bet it, well,
a lot
you
of
said
years.
you were in New York.
Yep.
So my kids live in New York. Every time we're there, a restaurant that was there is no longer
It's not
there.
longer.
Right.
So-
So that's not uncommon on the Cape
It's
either.
Right.
And you know what I love?
Unfortunately.
I'm someone who comes and eats at the bar here,
Mm-hmm.
and I love your staff. I think that there's a lot to be
it's
said.
a big part of it.
Yeah,
the
they're so
stuff
kind
from
and
the farm
generous.
to the kitchen to the dishwasher, everybody it's we don't have a turnaround. I have the
I was
same
gonna
people
say, do you have- yeah.
years. I still have a waitress from the day that we opened,
Oh, isn't that nice?
and I'm sure she's getting tired. But it's yes, we have the same people over for a long time, and then the other side flip, we see a lot of people coming here at a young age, just came out of college, come out of high school, going through college.
Right.
And then they work for a little bit, and then they quit, and then they come back and they got kids, and it's fun. It's
keeps
fun
going.
too.
So,
Going.
what's your favorite thing on the menu?
I was just going to ask that.
Rice pudding, that's my thing. That's my grandmother's
okay.
thing. So my mother used to make rice pudding all the time. You ready to do some rice pudding?
Did I tell you I've never had rice pudding in my whole life?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I am ready to learn it.
You're ready
because
to
it's
learn?
My husband's favorite,
Okay.
he tells me.
So we're just gonna show you how to make it, but we're not gonna tell you how much.
Oh, that's
Uh,
not fair. Then I can make it myself.
We'll tell you a couple of the tricks.
Okay.
Couple of the tricks. All right. So sugar, that's basic. All right.
Okay.
First trick is arborio rice.
Oh.
We don't use regular rice. We use arborio, so it's risotto rice.
Okay.
So that's the main thing. It's much thicker. It's much thicker. It's like arborio. It's gonna get very sticky, like a risotto. So the next trick is
Whole milk.
whole milk always, because you need the fat.
Oh.
And then the tricky part is you need a lot of milk
Okay.
for, and I just can eyeball it because we do it every day, so I don't have to measure it.
Right.
So a lot of milk.
A
It's
lot
like
of
we-
milk. Right.
A lot of sugar, and then vanilla beans. Now vanilla beans, we buy real vanilla beans. I know they're very expensive at the store, but it's a lot worth it. This is a pretty big batch, so we do a whole bean. But if you were like at home, you can just do a half.
So it's
And
very strong.
It's very strong.
Okay.
And then a half a bean can go the whole way, and then the other half can be wrapped, put in the refrigerator. I mean, it's worth it. It makes the whole flavor.
Okay.
And then you mix it. You gotta bring it to a boil. So it's gonna like bring to a boil, which
Uh-huh.
can take a little time. And as soon as you bring to a boil, then you turn it down to simmer, like if you were doing a risotto. And then you gotta keep constantly walking by and stir.
Okay.
Because what happens is all that gluten, the flour of them in the flour, the starch of the risotto, it's gonna go right to the pan. And between the sugar and that, it starts to create a little caramel. So then it's gonna burn very easily. So you have to
Caramel
be very
is my
careful.
favorite word.
So you have to stir it. The rest, everything goes down.
Okay.
And then once it starts boiling, then everything moves around. Then it's okay. Then you can walk away a little bit.
It
So
really
you have
is
to-
like chemistry, the way everything works together. I've heard
Pastry
that.
is chemistry.
I've heard that.
When it
It's-
cools down, like you got that cream, all the cream. When I was little, we used farm milk. So then you have all that cream, you know, like you boil the milk, you
Right.
make like cream out of it. You let it sit overnight, and you get that cream layer on top of the milk,
Yes.
and you put that on bread. This
On
kind of
bread?
get, yeah, like on
Ooh,
toast. That's for
yum,
breakfast.
yeah.
This kind of gets the same reaction. So when it gets cold, whoever puts it away, like gets his finger there and get that dollar spoon. So
Why
we
are
can
you
get.
looking over at your son?
Well, I'll
He
teach
does
him
that a
like
lot.
he knows, like you know, and then I'll see him like he puts it away before I do. And I'm like, oh, God. Really? You tricked me. So I'll put that one away if you want. The one thing that's missing in the milk in America is a little bit of fat. So
Aha.
a little
Just
bit of butter.
A little bit.
Make sure it's unsalted. And mix it in, let it melt, and that's it. And we just pour it out, let it cool down,
Uh-huh.
and then you gotta wait that it gets nice and cold to eat it. When you
And-
make it the first time, all the kids here, well, all the new cooks, when I teach them, they look at me like this is weird. It's like this much rice and this much milk.
Oh,
and-
really?
But
it soaks it up.
it soaks it up and it works. Yeah.
How many staff do you have in the kitchen?
Overall, maybe 5. It's 5.
Oh, really?
That's it, and it's year round. Everybody's here in the summer, is here in the winter.
And you have a sous chef.
Yes, I do.
Interested in that because I was telling Annie that I always am the sous chef when my husband and I are making something, and I'm always in the way. You know, I mean, if I go
no,
here,
he's not
he
in
goes-
the way.
So no, I'm sure. So does he have his own section? And
Well,
you
yes,
never
we
that
have our
work?
own section. We've been working together for like 8-9 years now. But it's like, he was like, yeah, he just came. That was like I opened here. I had a few sous chefs, good ones, but very, different training Americans. And it was the beginning. The menu was very eclectic. It was very like when we opened with like the old menu.
Oh, you did, yeah.
It was the year of the freedom fries. It was not really a year to go French. 100%. It was. I opened the month that freedom fries came out, that people were pouring French wine. So we were like, we little by little, gradually. But Benoit came like at the perfect timing when we just switched to France. He's from my home region.
Oh, nice.
He went to school there. He was trained there. He happened to be working in another restaurant on the Cape during the season for a couple of years. Decided to stay in the United States. Met a wife too, and the whole thing. And we just met. At the time, I didn't have a job for him. We talked. And then all of a sudden the job opened, and I was like, "Let's go!" So
and he's been here for a long time.
He's been here, and it's so much help. For me, it's
great.
like so much help to do more things, to do better things, and to be able to take time off, and
Right, true.
because
That's
he
important.
can
You
take
totally
over.
trust him with it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's great.
That's great.
Can't wait to go on vacation.
Tell us about the wine dinners, and then you
Okay.
can tell us where you're going on vacation, because it must not be on the Cape.
Wine dinners, yeah, that was kind of like wine tasting. It was kind of like opening up new things for customers, like bring new wines for people to try. Challenge the kitchen a little bit to do different things, because we do have menus. We change the menu often, but if you don't push yourself, it's hard to like create all the time and being like always motivated for it.
Right.
So not like every month we got to come up with this 5-course meal. It's total different food. It's different wines, different region. We try to try to compare to like go. We stick mostly to France, but I mean all the regions, and trying to take the food from the region that goes better with the wine, because would make sense. And we started with doing maybe 20 people, and have regular people on the side of it, and struggle in the kitchen.
Now they're sold out all the time.
It's sold out before we start. It's great. It's a great turnout.
That's great.
The last one we had the whole dining room plus the patio. We had like 120 people, just about 120 people, and they have such a good such a good feedback from these
And
people.
how often do you do those?
We do it every month, but June, July, August, September, basically.
But you
Wow,
can sign
great.
up now, right?
Pretty well. We don't have the dates. But
Right.
we have an email list, and then you get an email notification right away.
Want to go?
Yes, let's
okay,
do it.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
All right.
Okay. I have one more question I have to ask. You know that crunch you have in that jar when people leave the
Oh,
restaurant?
the pecan brittle.
The
Yeah.
pecan brittle.
Yeah.
I heard you make that.
Yeah, we make that.
Fresh.
We make everything from the tapenade to the chocolate truffles that we give you with the check to try
Right.
to make it a nice.
Make it sweeter, right?
No, with it. And the pecan brittle. Yeah, I think it was just a long time ago at the beginning.
Yeah.
One day I was like free in the kitchen at free time, and I was like, we should do something fun to put on the whole stand. It's good for people there. And I thought about a couple of ideas, and then this came up, and I was like, yeah, you know what? We should do that. That would be fun.
Have you ever had it?
No.
It is delicious.
I bet.
After my $10,000 worth of dental work, my husband told me when we were here the other night, I can't have it anymore.
I think I got a couple dentists next door. They come
Yeah.
here for lunch every day. I think they're just trying to give the money back.
I'm so they probably are.
They're very good friends now.
But I found a way to do it. Just little tiny pieces.
Yeah, you gotta take that's the best one actually. When we make it, we pour it over a marble so it cools down. It's like it's like a 4 feet by 4 marble, and then all the nuts are on top of the better ones.
Maybe that's a recipe
That's the
you'll
way to go.
share someday. Have you ever thought of doing a cookbook?
I thought about it. Like I did a lot of cooking class, especially with William Sonoma at the beginning.
Oh,
right.
great.
We used to be very involved with those kind of things, like 15 years ago. William Sonoma was a company that was, I think they changed a little bit their format now and things, but for me it was great because it was right next door.
Oh, sure.
It was great advertising. I mean, it only took my time really, so it was just, we were closed on Sundays, so I was like, I'll do cooking classes. I did series for them. We probably did it like 4 or 5 years in a row.
Oh,
Nice.
Until it was kind of like coming to a point where I couldn't do
You're
it
too
anymore.
busy.
And
well, it's very nice. It was very nice
Well,
to
good
meet
to
you.
meet
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
no,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah. We'll come soon.
Okay.
Wine dinner. Sign us up.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we are going to take a short break now, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. I am so excited. We are going from restaurant to restaurant in this show. First, we went to the elegant Shishi Bleu in Mashpee Commons, and now we're here at the casual, delicious Raw Bar at the Popponnesset Marketplace with its owner, Matt Gelly. Good to see you.
Hi, Betsy. How are you?
Good. This is your second year owning
Yes.
the restaurant.
Yes, second year.
So I came in here today and was very surprised. You've made some renovations.
We did.
Tell us.
So after 2017, I just wanted to see how everything went and how they operated here. And so in the winter of 2018, I thought it'd be nice to expand behind the bar, create more room for the staff, so their space was easier and more efficient. And then on the outside,
This looks terrific.
we took the fence down and we added 200 square feet out in the patio. Again, much the same as the inside, it was very tight out here that I noticed last year, so I thought, okay, let's create some more space for the customers on their end,
Sure.
so they have room to breathe
Great.
out here. My main concern was, after doing these renovations, how do we make sure that we keep the raw bar feel? And that was the most important, is what I wanted to do.
Well, you must have done a very good job of that, because I understand you won an award.
Yes,
Could
we
you
did.
tell our viewers about that? It's really
did.
exciting.
The week before 4th of July, I found out that WAF in Boston was doing a lobster roll contest with multiple restaurants, a 6-judge panel, blind tasting, and they actually had mentioned us specifically on their morning show the day before, and that's how I found out. So a couple of the girls from here went down there with our lobster rolls and presented, and we won Best Lobster Roll in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
The Raw Bar. The Raw Bar! Mashpee, give them a huge round of applause!
Fabulous.
Yeah, we were really, really happy for that. That was 1 week before the 4th of July, so it couldn't have come at a better time.
Absolutely not. That's great. I'm going to get one to take home with me. Speaking of taking home, you can come here and eat, of course, and eat and drink, but you can also take the lobster roll home.
Absolutely. Yep. We get
Right?
lots of people that come in for the lobster rolls to go. What happens during the summertime is it gets very busy in here. If you can imagine, we are full bar and full patio, and we're doing the best we can taking care of our customers. So when people come in for a lobster roll to go, all I do is just funnel them through the seafood cafe, which is right next door. It's the same exact lobster rolls,
Okay.
and that's when you can get them expedited quicker to you.
Very good
for
to
you
know.
Yep, so there's all your to-go rolls. And
And-
over there, I do, there's your normal raw bar lobster roll,
Right.
and then there's a smaller lobster roll called the Classic, and there's also the hot buttered lobster roll as well at the Seafood Cafe.
Oh, that's great. So you own both of them?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
And what are your hours here?
Here at the Raw Bar, we open every day at 12 p.m. We are open till 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursdays, serving food till 10. And then on Fridays, Saturdays, we stay open till 12 a.m. But of course, you can get that lobster roll no matter what time.
You can.
Yeah.
Any time of the day
Well,
or
as
night,
long as
get
we're
that
here.
lobster roll. Okay, I want to talk about the lobster roll. I know that I have gotten this lobster roll and had 4 meals out of it.
Yeah, I believe
So
it.
I really have. And my husband ate one of the meals. I probably ate the other 3.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have lobster roll questions. I have noticed that sometimes lobster rolls are fair, good, and excellent. Yours are excellent. Do you do something different than other people?
I can't speak for everyone else, but
Yeah.
what I can tell you, what I do is, over here we have 2 blends of lobster meat that we use.
Aha.
There's many levels. There's a claw knuckle, there's a claw knuckle broken, there's a claw knuckle tail, there's leg meat, tail meat, there's all types of combinations that you would want to use. I just use claw and knuckle, and then claw and knuckle that's broken. So you have the claw knuckle where the claws are perfect shape, gives you that wow factor. And then you have the claw knuckle that's broken where it's more meatier. So it kind of, I combine 50% together for the raw bar lobster roll. We don't use tail meat. Reason why we don't is because the previous owner never used tail meat. He thought it was too chewy. So I kept that same formula and didn't really want to change it much. I also don't use leg meat as well. So
Oh.
it's very meaty.
Yes, I've noticed that. I don't think you would probably give us the recipe, right? It's okay. We don't even want to know. We just want to come eat it.
We'll send one out right now.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that is ridiculous. Oh my good. Can I have a bite right this
You
minute?
absolutely can.
Okay, thank you, Rachel.
So, rather than going over the exact recipe, I will let you know that we use a small amount of mayonnaise, just enough to keep it together. And we use a torpedo roll from Culinary Bakery.
Okay.
The roll is not grilled.
You keep talking. Yeah.
We actually pride ourselves on that.
Oh, you do?
Yep. Actually, in that contest on WAAF, we were the only ones that did not grill our roll. And quite honestly, if you're able to pick up that lobster roll and eat it by hand, then we're not doing something right.
This is delicious.
Most people don't even get to the roll.
Yeah, why eat the roll?
Yeah.
This is so good. Now, you have oysters.
I do. I wanted to show off some of our oysters here. We're known for our oysters. I get them through Cape Fish, and they're local. Most of the time, they're through Barnstable, Sandy Neck. Right now, these are PEI oysters. On Mondays, we run happy hour for oysters. $1 oysters from 4 to 6 p.m. every Monday. So get here early because it's dine-in only. But this place fills up.
Why a friend of mine got oysters yesterday for $18 somewhere, and he was sick to his stomach. $1 an oyster, that's great.
$1 an oyster, yeah, that's cheap, real cheap.
Okay, I want to tell you something. I have never eaten an oyster in my life.
Never eaten an oyster.
Can you show me?
I sure can.
I just.
So they're all shucked.
Yeah.
You go from this end here where the smooth part is, and just tilt your head back.
That looks
You want one?
delicious. No, thank you. I just can't do it. So you have oyster nights Monday. Do you have a special lobster thing?
Well, we do. So Mondays we do the happy hour for oysters. On Tuesday evenings from 4 to 6 p.m. we do half price on all of our appetizers.
Oh.
So that's your chowder, your gazpacho, your quahog, crab cake, your wings. And then on Wednesdays from 5 to 10 p.m., and this is something that's been around for a long time and I've kept it going, we do the lobster dinner special. So that's market price every week. But to give you an example, the last couple of weeks when we get the lobsters in on Wednesday, we look at the pricing and we discount them pretty well.
How many of these lobster rolls do you make? Like last year, how many did you make?
Last year, between the Raw Bar and the Seafood Cafe, we went through roughly 35,000 lobster rolls.
35,000?
35,000.
Audience, get down to the Raw Bar as fast as you can. It's delicious. The weather has been great. I myself will be here on Wednesday nights for the lobster special, on Tuesday nights for the half-price appetizers. I might skip the oysters. But Matt, I want to thank you so much.
You're
this has
very
been
welcome.
terrific. Your place looks wonderful.
Thank you so much.
And best of luck.
Great. Thank you, Betsy.
Thanks.